Welcome to Mid-Vale Speedway, July 9th, 2005, along with Karen and Bear Schwartz, the owners and promoters of Mid-Vale Speedway. This is your video announcer, Craig Mishler. Welcome you to a beautiful, beautiful night at automobile racing here at Mid-Vale Speedway. On the track right now is the fast heat of late models. On the pole, Dwayne Dunn, Bubba Smith on the outside. Doug McMillan at 54, 22. Steve Gillen, 64, Tom Garbrandt, Mike Miller, 54, your top qualifier, 11, Ron Day. Out in turn one, out of two, Dwayne Dunn on the inside. Bubba Smith on the outside in second. Doug McMillan holds on to third on the inside. Oh, Tom Garbrandt moving up on the inside, trying to get fourth as they exit turn four. Ron Daig in Todd Miller's car tonight, top qualifier, car number 11. Dwayne Dunn out in front from Strasburg, Ohio. Bubba Smith moves it down turn one, caution's out. There we go. Dwayne Dunn having mechanical problems on that restart. It's Doug McMillan in the lead in car 54. Mike Miller second. Third, top qualifier, Ron Daig. Caution is out. Here we go. Ready to go. Mike Miller in the lead. Doug McMillan second. Mike Miller out in front at 53. Doug McMillan second. Ron Daig third. Brian Smith's brother Bubba in fourth. I believe Steve Gillen in fifth. White flag is out. Mike Miller brings home the fast feature. Mike Miller, your fast heat winner in the late models tonight. Okay, moving to the second late model heat race. On the pole, Travis DeVore in 78. Tom Feller Jr. 47. Mark Enos in 0. 2, John Miller, 17. Bob Schneider, and 21, Greg Bueller. Here we go. Slides in the back in 47, having a little bit of mechanical problems. Mark Enos looks to the outside of Travis DeVore, trying for that lead. Travis holds him off. Bob Schneider up to third on the inside, bringing Greg Bueller with him. John Miller out there first time here this year in car 2. Side by side for the lead, halfway this time. then Bob Schneider, Greg Bewley in that fourth spot with John Miller fifth. And Tom Feller Jr. after that. White flag. Bob Schneider in the second. Out of four. Martinez. Bob Schneider. Travis DeMore. Greg Bewley. John Miller and Tom Feller Jr. Your winner of the second heat race tonight, Mark Enos in car 0. Okay, here we go into the fast heat of sports stocks. Don Reuter Jr. brings him in the pole in 7. Dave Pringle on the outside in 8. Kevin McClintock 38. Keith Thomas 34. And your top qualifier, Wes Gillen. Dave Pringle out in front. Keith Thomas in that second spot. Wes Gillen third. Don Reuter Jr. Kevin McClintock. Dave Pringle out in front of 8. Keith Thomas right there in second. Wes Gillen getting his nose in underneath. Keith Thomas. Side by side. White flag getting ready to come out. Gabe on the inside. Keith on the outside. Who's going to be at the line? Keith Thomas, I believe, inches him out. Gabe Pringle finished second. Wes Gillen in third. Kevin McClintock fourth. Don Reuter Jr. in fifth. Your winner from Midvale, Ohio, Keith Thomas in car 34. Okay, moving to the second heat. All the sports stocks on the pole. In car 29, that's Chris Boone. Chris Boone in car 29, making his racing debut here at Midvale Speedway. On the outside of him, Chad Dixon in car 5. Back of extra back, Paul Murray in car 20. Car 94, Bill Weaver, first start this year in car 94. Back on the inside, Nick Grubbs in car 24. Just bought that car a few weeks ago off of Glenn Jewell. And on the outside of him in car number 4, Josh Grove in car number 4. There's your lineup for the second. And we got a green. Chad Dixon out in front in car 5. Second place is Chris Boone right now in 29. Bill Weaver third. Paul Murray fourth. Josh Grove in fifth. Groves in 6th. Old Paul's stalled that wheel coming out of 4. Chris got a bumper hanging down. What a piece of driving on. Gee, for a shot. He's able to keep going. Josh Grove up to 2nd on the inside. Chad Dixon out in front. Josh Grove in 2nd. Bill Weaver 3rd. Paul Murray 4th. Nick Grubbs in 5th. White flag. Josh Grove is trying to catch Chad. I think he's run out of real estate. Chad Dixon, Josh Grove, Bill Weaver, Paul Murray, and Nick Grubbs. Picking up his first checker flag ever here at Midvale Speedway from Dover, Ohio. Son of Doc Dixon, Chad Dixon in car number 5. Okay, moving into the fast. See the pure stocks on the pole. Chuck Elkins in 52. Randy Smart on the outside in 17. Joe Oliver in 50. Rick Elkins Jr. 53. Greg Grove in 3. Scott Archer 28. Your top qualifier. Al Street in 73. Chuck Elkins showing the way. Randy Smart on the outside in 2nd. Joe Oliver 3rd. Rick Elkins Jr. in 4th. And Greg Grove 5th. Scott Archer and Al Street side by side back there. Side by side for the lead. Chuck Elkins on the inside, Randy Smart on the outside. Halfway. Greg Grove on the outside of Joe Oliver for 3rd. White flag getting ready to come out. Randy Smart in the lead. Into turn 3. Randy Smart, Chuck Elkins, Great Grove, I believe it was Black Flag, so it'll be Scott Archer and Al Street, Joe Oliver, and Chuck Elkins. Your winner of the Fast Heat of Pure Stocks tonight from Dover, Ohio. It's Randy Smart in car 17. Okay, moving to the second heat. Here we go, the Pure Stock. Douglas Higgins in 13, Paul Parsons in 44. Tim Oliver third in 8. Brian Smith 21, David Brill in 49. 55 of Dick Albiol. Third spot, Tim Oliver hangs on. Douglas Higgins, Paul Parsons. Yellow will be out. 2 in, 6 to go. Douglas Higgins, Brian Smith, Tim Oliver, David Brill, Dick Albiol, and Paul Parsons. Halfway. Tim Oliver on the outside, trying to get that second spot. Here comes David Brill. Brian Smith in the lead. Checker flag. Brian Smith wins it. David Brill second. Tim Oliver third, I believe.
1 week ago, Brian Smith.
Brian Smith picks up the second Pure Stock Heat race tonight. Okay, we're over here with Bob Pathwater Sr. Bob, you're getting ready to go out and qualify. How'd you do in a hot lap session tonight?
Well, I only got one hot lap, but just seemed like it was pushing a little bit. We changed tire pressures. Hopefully it'll do better.
Okay. Good luck tonight, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, we're over here with Greg Grove. Greg, you get any hot laps in tonight?
Yeah, it's running pretty good.
Did you do any major adjustments on the car since you got here?
Yeah, really not too much. Roger and them did it at the garage.
Good luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
Okay, we're over here with Joe Fuchs. Joe, how's the car running for you tonight?
Actually, pretty good.
How many hot lap sessions did you get?
One.
Everything okay then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, we're over here with Randy Smart. Randy, you're still leading the points. How's the car running for you tonight?
It's running pretty good tonight. I don't know if we can hold them off tonight or not. We'll just see what we can do here.
Fast boys are right there on your tail, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They're right there.
All right, good luck tonight.
Thanks.
All right. Okay, we're over here with Big Al Street. Al, You're coming along strong. How's the car running tonight for you?
Pretty good. A little slick out there, but it's pretty good.
You do any major adjustments on the car tonight?
Little ones.
Little ones?
Little ones.
Good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, we're over here with Dick Abiel. Dick, you drive the number 55 Pure Stock. How's it running for you tonight?
Oh, not too bad, Craig. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine. You're probably a little warmer in there than I am right now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Good luck tonight, buddy.
All right, thank you.
Okay, we're over here with Douglas Higgins. Douglas, how's the car running for you tonight?
That seems to be all right.
Any major adjustments on the car?
No, not really.
Just go out there and have fun, right?
That's right.
Good luck.
Thanks.
All right. Okay, we're over here with Brian Smith. Brian, you drive the car 21 Pure Stock. How's the car tonight?
Good.
Do any major adjustments that you got here?
No?
No? Okay, just go out there and put the hammer down, right?
Yeah.
All right, have fun. Okay, we're over here with Chuck Elkins. Chuck, you're doing a fine job so far this year. You do any major adjustments tonight?
No, not really. Trying to do the same thing. Every time we try something, it pretty much makes it worse. So we're going to try him with this.
Okay. Hey, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, we're over here with Paul Parsons. Paul, you drive the 44 Pure Stock. How's the car running tonight?
It's not doing too bad tonight. Trying to get it dialed in some more.
Yep. Doing a lot of major adjustments that you got here then?
Yes.
Have you?
Yeah, since we got here.
Hey, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, we're over here with Joe Oliver. And Joe, you look pretty comfortable. You don't even got a helmet on yet.
Too hot.
Too hot, huh? Okay. New car for you, right?
Yep, we're gonna try it.
Right. Now, your brother drove it last week for you? No,
No, I drove it last
you
week
drove
too.
it last week. And do any major adjustments on it?
No, we brought it down last night, just switched some tires and stuff. Hopefully we can get work. Gotta be better than the last one.
There you go. Gotta be a little faster, right?
Yep.
Good luck tonight.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, we're over here with Tim Oliver. Tim, you drive the number 8 Pure Stock. Have you done any major adjustments tonight since you got here?
This is Justin Lawson. We haven't did much tonight. We're just gonna try to do the best we can tonight. That's about it.
Go out there and have fun tonight, right?
Yep.
Okay, good luck. Okay, we're over here with Dan Moore. Dan, you drive the 29 Pure Stock. How's it going for you so far this year?
Pretty fair.
You having fun?
Yeah, trying to.
Like you're down here about every Friday night practicing too, aren't you?
I try to.
Getting better each week, aren't you?
Some weeks.
Some weeks, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How's the car running for you tonight out there?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Good luck, buddy.
Thank you. You have a good night.
Okay, we're over here with Rick Elkins Jr. Rick, you've been out on the track the hot lap. How's the car running for you tonight?
It's probably better today than it's ever been, so
Pretty slick out there, or is it grabbing pretty good?
it's getting better.
Yeah.
It's getting better. It's pretty hot though.
Yeah. But you can't wait to get out of this car, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty hot.
Hey, have fun.
Thanks.
Okay. Okay, we're over here with Scott Archer, car driver 28 of the Pure Stocks. Scott, you're on fire in this division right now.
Yeah, we're doing real well. We worked real hard on this car. I got a lot of people to thank, all my family and relatives and everybody at Archimotive.
They're doing a fine job on the car, aren't they?
Yeah, excellent job.
Yeah. Hey, how's it running so far tonight for you?
Pretty good. We're going to find out here in a minute.
Yeah, you're the next one out, aren't you?
Yeah,
Good luck tonight.
thank you.
Okay, we're over here with Chester McMaster. Chester, about third or fourth night out for you, is that correct?
Yeah.
How's it running for you tonight?
A little bad.
A little bad? After Dan, you got to do some work on it after qualifying then, right?
Yeah.
Well, good luck tonight.
All right, thanks.
All right. Okay, moving to the third and final heat race. Here we go. Dan Moore will bring them across the line. Bob Pathwater Sr. in 77. Joe Fuchs 01. Tim Rogers in 2. 70 of Chris Miller. And off the pace, 81 Chester McMaster. Three-way battle for the lead. Dan Moore still in the win, 29. Chris Miller second. Joe Fuchs right there, he won second. Joe Fuchs goes this line. And he keeps her moving, no caution. Way to go, Joe. Dan Moore, Chris Miller, Bob Pathwater Sr. White flag coming out. And Dan hold Chris off one more lap. Dan Moore wins it. Chris Miller will finish second. Bob Pathwater's senior in third. Tim Rogers in that fourth spot. And finishing the race, hopefully. Yeah, he's got his helmet off and a little upset. Dan Moore, your third and final Pure Stock Heat winner tonight. Okay, moving into the fast seat of the compacts on the pole. Josh Irwin in car 69. On the outside of him, Kyle Gruhl 199. Eric Anderson in 13. Don Ruckner Jr. in 47. Shauna Myers in 84. Tom Barrett 157. Tad Grove in 3. 64, Troy McMath. 65, Adam Mishler, and your top qualifier tonight, Kelly McNutt in car 36. Here we go. Josh Irwin out in front in 69. Josh Irwin was going to lead lap 2. Josh Irwin out in front, Kyle Gruhl second, Shauna Myers in third, Tad Grove fourth, Adam Mishler fifth. Eric Anderson 6, 7, Tom Barrett 8, Troy McMath 9, Kelly McNutt and 10th. Don Ruckner Jr. Four in, 4 to go. Josh Irwin in 69 out in front. Kyle Gruhl second. Sean Myers third. Adam Mishler in the fourth on the outside. Tag Grove fifth. Caution is out.
John Myers was driving a little bit rough out there in our contact heat race. In contact with a couple of cars.
Getting ready to go back to racing. Tad Grove in fourth. Adam Mishler third. Kyle Grohl second. And your leader, Josh Irwin. Josh Irwin showing the way. Adam Mishler in the second. White flag. Josh leading down the backstretch. Adam right there behind him in second. Kyle Grohl in that third spot. Josh Irwin, Adam Mishler, Kyle Grohl, and I believe Kelly McNutt.
So Josh Irwin in the Mid-Vid Racing Video Performance Race Field number 69 picking up the victory teammate. Adam Mishler coming home in the second spot. Irwin from Wainwright taking up the victory of our fast team. Second team of the contest falling on to the speedway. 32 Bruce Gibson, 94 Chris Bennett, 45 Mike Pyle, 5 Jack Grove.
Picking up the fast heat tonight from Wainwright, Ohio, it's Josh Irwin in car 69.
Morgan, 35 John McNutt, 49 Terry Lee.
Okay, moving into the second compact heat race. On the pole, Bruce Gibson in car 32, Chris Smith in 94, Mike Powell 45, Jack Grove 5, 31. That might be Lee McCrary. On the outside of him, Lisa Courtney in 1981, Sean Music in 43, Jason Morgan in 2, John McNutt in 35, David Brill in 49. It's Bruce Gibson, 94 of Chris Smith. I don't know, that looks like Randy Smart in 31. That might be Lee McCrary, I'm not quite sure. Here comes Jack Grove in the second on the inside. John McNutt trying to move up, and from the back of the pack, he's at about 7th spot, 6th spot, halfway. Mike Powell in 5th, John McNutt 6th, Jason Morgan 7th, Sean Myers in that 8th spot. Jack Grove going for the lead on the inside. Jason Morgan third. Jack Grove, Lee McCrary, Jason Morgan, and Mike Powell finished fourth. Barry Ney fifth.
And car number 5 was there for your winner, Jack Grove.
Jack Grove, your winner of the second compact heat race tonight. Okay, moving into the third compact heat race. Jesse Page 02. Tammy Rupner in 7. Earl Scranton 03. 63 is Steve Loop. 90 tonight being driven by Brad Henry. 100 Derek Gruhl. Mike Hosteller 53. Kyle Gruhl, or Kenny Jewell in 76. Kenny Ford in 67 and 77 tonight. Joe McMullen. Kenny Ford had nowhere to go.
Having nowhere to go. Ford gets
Jesse Page showing the way in 02. Jesse Page out in front in 02. Gruhl in that second place in 100s. Earl Scranton in third. White flag. Checker flag. Here we go, fourth heat. Bob Bertel in 26. Campbell and John Campbell in 127. Ryan Kopp in third. Here comes Bill Hershey. Bertel, we got caution. We got caution out here, turn 3.
And off to fourth for Ellen Marcy, bringing it in for the final big lap.
Got him mark. Joe Hershey out in front at 86. Bob Bertel second, Campbell third, Gribble in fourth. Side by side for fourth. Joe Elric going for a ride. Pat Carnes back there trying to move up. White flag. He wants to hit second. Checker flag coming out for Jill Hershey in 86. Picking up the heat race from Midvale, Ohio, Jill Hershey.
Contact team done. This is the final contact team on the speedway.
Okay, moving into the fifth and final heat race. Number 88, Robert Bender will bring him in. Paul Stahl second on the outside. Now he takes over the lead. Steve Roach in 177. John Wisman Jr. in 06. 01, John Wisman Sr. 89, Travis Mazzolini. And 27, Johnny Campbell. Timmy Ondo out there, 97. Jimmy Hubner in 58. Out in front, Paul Stahl second. Halfway, here comes John Wisman Sr. Turn one, he keeps her going now. Here comes Johnny Campbell until he's into fourth. flag. Zero still hanging on. Here comes Johnny Campbell. Checkered flag coming out. Johnny Campbell wins it. Steve Rose will finish second. John Wisman Jr. third. Mazzolini will finish fourth. Fifth, John Wisman Sr. Paul Stahl, Tammany Hondo, Bob Bender, and finishing the race, Jamie Hubner. Picking up his first checker flag, Johnny Campbell in car 27. Congratulations, Johnny. Okay, moving into the late model pursuit. Here we go. Travis DeVore, Tom Feller Jr., Mark Enos, Bob Schneider, Greg Bewley, Bubba Smith, and Ronde. Bob Schneider has been out. Tom Feller Jr., I believe, is out. Out. Travis DeVore's out. There's 3 cars left. Martinez, Brian Smith, and Ronde. White flag. Brian Smith, brother Bubba, here we go. Bubba Smith, and then Ronde. Your winner, Bubba Smith in car 12. Okay, moving into the sports stock pursuit. I believe there's 9 cars, so we'll go 9 laps in this one. Chris Boone in 29 will bring them in. Paul Murray in second spot. Bill Weaver will start third. Josh Grove will start in that 4th spot. 5th. Donald Jr., we got a green. Gabe Pringle, Roger Liner, Pete Thomas, and Wes Gillis. Keith Thomas is out. Chris Boone showing the way. Here comes Paul Murray on the outside. Paul Murray out in front. Drove in that second spot. Donald Jr. third. Josh Grove, Gabe Pringle, and Wes Gillen. Josh Grove is out. Wes Gillen on the outside of Gabe Pringle. He won second. White flag. Paul Murray on the inside. Wes Gillen on the outside. Wes Gillen wins it. Finishing second will be Paul Murray. Your winner, the Sports Stock Pursuit from New Philadelphia, Wes Gillen in 05. Okay, moving into the pure stock. 9 cars, 9 laps. Tim Rogers will bring them in. Chris Miller second. Douglas Higgins third. And Nick Abiel fourth. Fifth will be Brian Smith. Then Chuck Elkin. Rick Elkin. Scott Archer and Al Street. Scott Archer in the second. Two cars left, Scott Archer and Al Street. To go. White flag. Scott Archer and Al Street. Out of 4. Scott Archer wins it. Al Street will finish second. Picking up the Pure Stock Pursuit tonight, Canton, Ohio, Scott Archer. Okay, moving into the Compact Pursuit tonight. On the pole will be Jason Morgan in car 2. John McNutt in car 35. He'll start second. Third will be Josh Irwin in 69. Fourth will be Kyle Gruel in 199. Don Richner Jr. in 47. Tom Barrett in 157. Tad Grove in 3. 64 of Troy McMath. And your top qualifier is Kelly McNutt in 36. You're passed, you're out. 9 cars, 9 laps. Top 3 broken away a little bit. Jason Morgan, John McNutt, and Josh Irwin. Don Richner Jr. in 47. John McNutt on the outside, Jason Morgan on the inside, Josh Irwin in 3rd. 4th, Don Richner Jr. 5th. Tom Barrett. Jason Morgan's out in 2. Tad Groves out in 3. 199 Kyle Gruel's out. Kelly McNutt trying to get by Troy McMath back here. John McNutt, that old style Cavalier, showing the way. Out. White flag. John McNutt on the inside. John McNutt wins it. Josh Irwin 32nd.
Preliminary action for tonight has come to an end. John McKnight picking up the victory. Josh Irwin coming home in 2nd. Pretty good pursuit races. Nice job driving the MR pursuit.
John McNutt will pick up the compact pursuit.
Races are coming right at you. So if you have a bicycle going to race for the kids bicycle race, it is 15 and under eligible to compete. Time to line up the flight stand and get ready to go on to the speedway for your bicycle race. Let's hear it for your winner, the number 35, but John McNutt.
John McNutt, your pursuit winner. Congratulations, John. Okay, moving into the pure stock feature. On the pole, Douglas Higgins. On the outside, him 44, Paul Parsons. 8, Tim Oliver. 55, Dick Abiel. Brian Smith, 21. David Briel, 49. Chuck Elkins in 52. Randy Smart, 17. Joe Oliver, 50. 53, Rick Elkins Jr. Scott Archer, 28. Al Street in 73, your top qualifier. We'll pick up the rest of them here in a few moments. Chris Miller in 70. Tim Rogers in 2. 01, Joe Fuchs. 29, Dan 477 Bob Pathwater, Senior, and 81 of Chester McMaster. Round out your field. Second, third, Brian Smith, fourth, Chuck Elton, fifth is Joe Alden, sixth, Randy Smart, then Al Street, Scott Archer, then Al Street, Tim Oliver, Rick Elkins Jr., Chris Miller, Joe Hughes. Dick Ivy went to the outside hub rail. Higgins in 13, Paul Parsons in second, Brian Smith third, Chuck Elkins fourth, Randy Smart fifth. Caution will be out. Joe Fuchs, Dan Moore, Tim Oliver out there. Here we go. Caution out for Tim Oliver and car 8. Leave 9 laps in, 6 laps to go. There was 6 in. Time to go on that restart. Douglas Higgins still showing away. Scott Archer breathing right down his neck. Douglas Higgins, Joe Oliver, Rick Elkins Jr., Paul Parsons, Chuck Elkins, Randy Smart, Al Street, Brian Smith. field. White flag. Scott Archer leads it down the backstretch. He wins it. Scott Archer. Battle for second will be Douglas Higgins, Joe Oliver, Rick Elkins Jr., Randy Smart, Paul Parsons, Brian Smith, Dan Moore, Justin McMaster, Dick Avio, Bob Pathwater Sr., Tim Rogers.
Well, let's hear it for your winner, number 28, Scott Archer.
Scott Archer, your winner of the Pure Stock Feature Event of the evening. Congratulations, Scott. Green flag is out for the late model, 25 lapper. Doug McMillan throws the lead down the backstretch. And we're going to have a total restart, so I'll be able to give you the lineup. Here's your lineup. Doug McMillan at 54, Steve Gillen at 22, Tom Garbrand 64, Mike Miller 53, 32 or 11 of Ron Day, Bubba Smith at 12, 32 Dwayne Dunn, 21 Greg Bewley, Bob Snyder 17, 2 John Miller, Mark Enos in 0. Here we go. 18 Mark Willison, 78 Travis DeMore, round out your field with Tom Miller Jr., 47 in there too. Doug McMillan, Tom Garbrand, Steve Gillen, hits a up rail. Nowhere to go for Steve Gillen. Him and Doug McMillan come together. Here we go, 2 in, 23 to go. Tom McMillan, Tom Garbrand, Mike Miller, Bubba Smith, Ron Diggs, Dwayne Dunn. Miller going to the outside of Tom Garbrand, trying to take over second. Doug McMillan out in front. Tom Garbrand still holding on to second. Miller in the second. Tom Garbrand back to third. Ron still with Bubba in that fourth spot. Then Ron Diggs. Dwayne Dunn gets underneath. Ron Diggs. with Mike Miller second, Tom Garbrandt third. McMillan, Mike Miller, Tom Garbrandt, your top three. Then you got fourth, Bubba Smith, fifth. Dwayne Dunn, sixth, Ray Gilly. Then Ron Dave, Bob Snyder. Across the line. Mike Miller, Tom Garbrandt, Bubba Smith, Dwayne Dunn, Ron Day, Bob Snyder, Mark Enos, Tom Smaller Jr. finishing the race.
Late model feature winner, Doug McMillan.
Doug McMillan, your late model feature winner this evening.
Well done, congratulations. Looks a bit warm, a swig of water from Flag Terry for letting you said it was needed. I'm sure it was after that race with Mike Miller. You saw Mike up there use the outside lane to get around Garbrandt, and he was able to get up right behind you. He didn't give you much room. You made a mistake even right there.
Yeah, I was trying to come off on the bottom. Didn't want to give him that. He hit me a couple times, but I wasn't quite as good as he was. He was rolling through the corners better than I was. He's a hard race, he's a good race, he's clean. And he's won before, so he was out in second. He didn't have to take me out.
Tonight you had problems in the sports stock. What those problems are?
Yeah, I think we broke the head. It might be a while before that.
That's a nice run here in the late model. Yeah, thank you. Doug McMillan, your winner in the late model feature.
Getting ready for the Twine Last Sports Stop feature. Gabe Pringle will bring them in. Here we go. On the outside, Roger Butler, Tom in the top four. Donald Jr., Wes Gillen, Josh Renaud, Nick Grubb, Paul Murray, Bill Weaver, second. Keith Thomas third. Kevin McClintock and Wes Gillen in fifth spot. Sixth, Josh Grove. John Richter Jr. seventh. Paul Murray eighth. Keith Thomas is trying on the outside to get by Liner. Kevin McClintock, Josh Grove, Don Richter Jr., Rod, and Paul Murray. Bill Weir, Chad Dixon, and Nick Grubb. Halfway that lap. 9 to go right now. Come from fifth to second. Bill Weaver getting the black flag. Five to go. Wes Gillen on the outside, Gabe Pringle on the inside. Race leader, Wes Gillen. Gabe Pringle second, Keith Thomas third, Roger Leinert in fourth, fifth, Kevin McClintock, sixth is Josh Grove, seventh, Don Richter Jr., eighth, Paul Murray, ninth, Douglas Chad Dixon, as the white flag falls on Wes Gillen. Gabe Pringle, Keith Thomas, Roger Leinert, Kevin McClintock, Josh Grove, Don Richter Jr., Paul Murray, and then Chad Dixon. Wes Gillen picks up his first career feature.
A couple weeks ago, you picked up your first heat race victory. The feature, of course,
better. You took the flag around the track for your first victory. This one here just ran so well on the outside lane. You closed in, you had a horrible start. The car slid sideways. I thought you were out of it. You got right back in it.
Well, I didn't know that green was going to come. Next thing I know, everybody's going. We had a good guard. We were taking a picture of Peter Willie, Steve, and Mike, for everything. They got everything. But I just want to thank everybody up here for coming and watching us.
Your winner, let's hear it for him, Wes Dillon.
Wes Gillen, your Sports Talk feature winner this evening. Okay, here's your lineup for the fast feature of the compacts. On the pole, looks like it's going to be Jason Morgan in 2, John McNutt 35 on the outside of him. Then 49 of Perry Ney. On the outside of him, 69, Josh Irwin. Next row back, 199, Kyle Gruhl. 13 of Eric Anderson. 47 of Don Rufner Jr. Just finishing that Sports Talk feature, doing double duty tonight. Tom Barrett, 157. Tad Grove in 3, 64 of Troy McMath. Kelly McNutt in 36, 43. Got a green. John McNutt out in front. Josh Irwin second. Jason Morgan third. John McNutt, Josh Irwin in that second spot. Battle for third, 456. Black flag coming out for John McNutt going under his qualifying time. That puts Josh Irwin in the lead. Halfway. in front, your battle for second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. Five to go. All bunched up behind them. Josh Irwin, all by himself out there in the lead. Josh Irwin out in front, he'll take the white flag. Down the backstretch into turn 3. Well, feature winner, Josh Irwin.
Ready to climb from behind the wheel. Let's hear it for the winner, Josh Irwin.
Your winner, Josh Irwin.
Well, Josh, you drove in the contact division for a year or two in that yellow Escort. You were always strong in the second feature. You moved in behind the wheel of this car this season. This car that Randy Smart ran, the car that Mr. ran, the fast car, and you like it. Yeah, it's a lot faster than Escort. Enjoy running with these guys for the second. Tom Mattel was running out in front. Didn't qualify as well as he would have liked to earlier on this season. You probably corrected these points under time. That's much that happened. Those who were more anymore. Yeah, I come out as a winner over here. Another 2 years. I come back to 36. Congratulations. Josh Irwin, your winner. Public Time Compact Feature.
Your winner, Josh Irwin in car 69. Second feature coming at you. Jesse Page and Earl Scranton will bring them in. Steve Luke. Rule. 90 out there. 76 of Kenny Jewell. Kenny Ford in 67. Mike Hosteller 53, Jack Rowland 5, 94 of Chris Smith, 45 of Mike Powell. Jesse Page out in front. Earl Scranton in second. Third is Steve Luke. Jesse Page, Earl Scranton, Jack Grove moving up. Kenny Ford in fourth. Rule in fifth. Steve Luke sixth. Kenny Jewell seventh. Chris Smith eighth. Ninth, Mike Hosteller. Then Mike Powell. 90, 77, 51, and 11 out there. White flag. Jesse Page wins it. What the judges call second. Your winner of the second compact feature, there he is down there with the checker flag in hand, Jesse Page. Congratulations, Jesse. Okay, moving into the third and final compact feature, going to be the last race of the night. 89, Travis Mazzolini. We'll bring him in. There's gonna be a caution this time. Here we go. Jamie Hondo's gonna lead lap one. Purcell in the second spot. Third is Mazzolini. Fourth is Campbell. Joe Hershey in fifth. Ryan Kopp sixth. Pat McLaren's in 7th. 8, Cody Shook. 9th, John Westman Senior. John Westman Senior 01 right behind me. Steve Rose in 177. Paul Stahl 05 and 88 out there. Robert Bender. Still, Bob Bertel 2nd, 3rd is the Campbell car, 27th. Then Mazzolini in 4th. Halfway. Going for the lead. Five to go. Loops are down in turn 2. Off the track, no caution. White flag getting ready to come out. Bob Bertel hangs on to 3rd. Mazzolini 4th. Johnny Campbell. He'll bring home the victory. So that brings the close to the races here at Midvale Speedway for July 9th, 2005. So along with Karen and Bear Schwartz, the owners and promoters of Midvale Speedway, this is your video announcer, Craig Mishler, wishing you a pleasant good evening as Johnny Campbell will pull to the start-finish line to pick up the third and final compact feature event of the evening. His dad will be down there to join him here momentarily. There he is, your third and final compact feature winner, Johnny Campbell. Congratulations, Johnny.